Hello, this is Crinstar, and for this video I am going to look at MIDI tools, mainly MelodySauce2, Captain Chords, as I tend to look at them from time to time, and Scaler2. They all have kind of various little niches in my heart for what they do and how they perform it. And I'm going to start off with what you see here is MelodySauce2. MelodySauce2 is a great MIDI tool. It produces somewhat random melodies on a button click. You have a little cool grid here that either goes on from simple to complex, simple type of melodies, or complex type of melodies, or like a little bit of all. And if you want, like the lighter style of melodies or the darker style of melodies, you click a button. Let's say I want dark complex. It does a melody here. It shoots out a MIDI on the track that whatever's behind it. So right now, what you're going to be hearing is the built-in instrument. So instead of shooting out MIDI right now, it's playing an instrument, so you get to hear it. This is more or less for DAWs that don't have the ability to run MIDI behind an instrument, like Reason Studios, Reason 12, that type of thing. So it kind of runs that way. But if you say pop in, let's use something small here. God, YouTuber vision. Give me a sec. God, it always takes me a while to remember the built-in devices. So anyway, so I got it. We're gonna put it on MIDI. And it quickly becomes my favorite tool for trying out VSTs. It produces sort of a semi-random or a seemingly random way of producing a melody. And so basically I can test out a lot of different sounds on how they sound just clicking a button and then plugging in the new VST or the new instrument and going to town. Overall, that's basically what I use it for. Sometimes I use it if I want to use some inspiration. It's got all kinds of buttons for the different settings and stuff like that. I can set loop length, I can set speed. So if I want to It's got an advanced editor. It allows you to set the chords that you want to be within, and it got a couple of other stuff in there. So like I'm right now, I got this set to C major, A minor. If I wanted to change the key I wanted to be in, you could change all the different things to say I want A, B minor on this type of set. So when it picks it, it could actually assume A, B minor and stuff like that. So instead of the overall key that you have in here, overall pretty cool. I really like it. I bought it almost immediately when version 2 came out. So it's been in my repertoire or my list of things that I think of when I wanted to produce something, or I'm always showing off new instruments. So if I can't think of anything to play, put it in there and go to town on the presets. Just select another preset, and there it's constantly playing. I don't have to think of using anything on the MIDI. So overall, pretty cool. Next up, we have Scaler, which I'll always either misspell or mispronounce. Scaler is awesome. Scaler is the one I use for thinking of chords correctly per the scale. So it's got a list of your scales here. You click on a scale that you want. It's got all kinds of creative ones. And then when so you could take and drag and drop and create chord progressions. And it shows you up here what all the keys are. So when I was learning and I don't know the keys very well for the chords, this is really good for reminding me which keys they are, because all I have to do is mouse over them, the keys show up. So I can take those. I can also drag and drop this stuff to MIDI and be able to actually kick out the keys in that way. If I wanted to have a certain style of song, these are all the most known chord groups for each of the songs. So let's say Deep House 1, it changes it. It gives me the common ones up here, and then the chords that are most common in the thing, and I can drag and drop. Or if you want chords that your favorite artists use, they got that too. Then they not just that, but now they have performances, they have phrasing, they have rhythms. And of course, the sound that you're hearing is internal to Scaler. Again, same thing like MelodySauce. It'll put out MIDI for you, because this is yet again a MIDI tool. So if we go to Polymer, we drag it on there. Yeah, all you have to do is add some percussion to that one. So you got the different styles of. Overall, actually, just really cool. If you want to know the guitar tablature for the same stuff, that they have it. You could mess around with the voice groupings here. You could mess with the humanizing settings if you want to mess with the velocity or the timing of the chords, so it makes it sound more human. Overall, pretty cool if you know kind of exactly what you're going for, or you know that you want to sound like a. You want to build a progression. So you got kind of it's like a really great progression builder, and it's a really good chord finder. Or just in that style of music, I don't know rock really well. So what are the chords in rock? And it'll show me, and then I get to build it. Overall, great tool for messing around with learning and using the chords in there. And then next, and I don't want to say last but not least, but next we have Captain Chords. Captain Chords starts off with, well, what do I want to use? And so let's say like something I don't normally do, D minor. And then it will bring this interface, and what you could do is you can actually do the same thing as Scaler, but you can change the chords. Again, the sound you're hearing is coming from the internal things. If you want, you can actually drag and drop it. It sends out MIDI again. Okay, with this one, you could do what the rhythm is, and this is actually one of the coolest things is you could change the rhythms of how things are. You can set VST out. You can actually say what presets you want. They have a large selection of internal music. You could actually select different chord sets. All right, and so once you find the great thing about this thing is once you find a chord progression that you like, um, you can take the other sets and you want to do bass lines, you do Captain Deep, and then you hit next, and it's already synced up to my thing. It figured out the chords that we're using. All right, and then that's for the bass. You want the melody? Well, we got it. Again, goes in, figures out the key that you're doing, and then you can produce a melody along with the chords. And as with all these, you could take the MIDI out of it. You could drag and drop, or it actually just sends out MIDI so that you can send it out to an external device, again with Polymer or any of the other VSTs that you kind of use. So this is really good for making quick ideas up and experimenting with stuff and seeing what they can come up with that you can kind of vibe off of or create from, get inspired from. From what I know, these are internet connected. So that's probably the only bummer. So you have to have a constant internet connection. So they go out, they hit the server. And if I'm not mistaken, I might have got corrected on this. I don't remember well, but I think for the melodies to work, they have to go out to the server to grab that information and come back. It's not technically random. I could be wrong. I remember hearing something about it when I first got these. Overall, that doesn't mean anything or matter. They're still pretty cool. They work really, really good. And I use these for just coming up with different things when I want, when I can't really get inspired by anything. I sit there, I look at a blank DAW, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I just drop down a Captain, mess around, hit buttons until I get something. Much like MelodySauce, it depends on where you want to start. Do you want to start with the chords or do you want to start with the melody? I believe with this one you can start with the melody too, and it'll go back to the Captain or to the chords. Play is for playing with your keyboard, and then they got beat that does the drums and the percussion. Pretty cool stuff. The next thing I want to do, I'm probably going to pause the video to give it some time to load. All right, the Reason Rack has a bunch of MIDI tools. I've done videos on these left and right. They're all in the players section. There's a bass generator. That's pretty cool. Let me mute these suckers so we could just hear it. So this does bass lines relatively well. It's actually really fun to play around with. They have a chord sequencer that does the same thing with chords. They have drum sequencers. They have an arpeggiator so that you can take in stuff and arpeggiate with it. And right now I got this going through Polymer. I could have it actually going through another Reason instrument. I just add it to the rack here and it goes. Oh yeah, poly sequencer. Got a quad note generator. This one plays this one plays some random notes. It's much like MelodySauce. It'll play 4 different voices for notes, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff to alter how it plays them. Like if you want longer notes, you want shorter notes, you want them up an octave, you want them below an octave. It plays and just sends out MIDI. It's pretty cool. They got a whole bunch of really cool ones in here. Let me turn this off. Let me go grab a drum machine called Kong. And while you still can export out the MIDI, what I'm setting up right now is playing around with Beatmap. Another one of my favorites. This thing's always cool. This one is you have a map, and it uses the map to kind of generate some randomness in how it plays the kick and the snare and the hat, and then what it's sending out MIDI. Of course, it works best with it works really well with the Reason instruments. It plays well with battery. I think I have to move the keys up here. You see this right here? This is like the keys. You can mess with what key it's generating. So if we remove Kong here, if we removed it, there we go. And then turn back on Polymer. pretty cool. Um, it gives you some really wild bass lines, or I mean not bass lines, drum beats, um, percussion. Also, there's the drum sequencer. Again, the same thing. It sends out MIDI. But, you know, you probably want a drum machine tied to it, so let's get a drum machine. Yeah, and with any of these, you can actually mix and match them. Like this one's really good. What they love to do is they love to put in this one. That's just crazy. So you can do the top layer on here, you can do the bottom layers, the kicks and the snares on this one, and produce something kind of unique, really unique, and or really annoying and obnoxious in my case. So at any rate, this is kind of the video. I wanted to go over some of the cool tools and what I use them for. I really like messing around with Beatmap to create some. I just don't produce drum patterns really well, so I need all the help I can get. Normally when I'm thinking up stuff, and this does really well for thinking up some out of the box beats and kicks and snares and stuff like that. With MelodySauce, really great for coming up with going through presets and having something I just press a button and automatically start playing. It's really great for inspiring type of new stuff with it. Like if I got something already established and I got a key, I can just pop it in there, put something, and hey, that sounds like a great melody. Scaler, really great for messing around with chords and doing learning about chords and stuff like that. I think it's a lot more in depth and how it does chords and stuff like that. It does do performances, but overall, I think it's worth its weight in gold in teaching about chords and understanding the more complex relationships in there for the pattern, the progressions and all the other stuff. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn because I can't even describe it perfectly. But I think that in my eyes, it's a great tool, hands down. I just have to learn it better. And then Captain Chords. Really, really well for just thinking of really cool stuff out of the box. Inspiration style. Just I need a full tune. I need chords. I need beat. I need the bass line. I need a melody. Captain Chords does it all. And it does it each individually. It's all MIDI. You can send it off to other stuff, and you can chop it up and mess with it and do a whole bunch of other things with it that I tend to do because it is MIDI being sent out. You can actually redirect it, send it, have it record somewhere else. All these tools you can do this with, and generate something totally unlike what the tool is producing. Feed it into other tools and produce MIDI that you would not quite come up with on your own. At least not the stuff that I would be coming up with. But anyways, hope you liked the video. I wanted to, I thought it'd kind of be cool to do something like this. I appreciate, thank you for listening. If you've gotten this far, I really thank you for that. And I thank you for watching, and I will catch you later.